Wind it up. Come on, clap your hands, wind it up. Come on, clap your hands. Keep it out while I tell you like this. A fresh little story, be sure you don't miss. It's our scoop for ya, the truth for ya. I can go on for days about this girl named Latoya.
Number 8. Pick out the children's clothes to save you time. I do this. This saves me so much time. And I even do this for myself. I will, the night before, pick out all of our clothes. Because, you know, when you're rushing around and it's quick to get sidetracked and get distracted in the morning really quickly, especially with children, you want to make sure that your clothes are picked out the night before. And for those of you that say, well, you know what, Toya, I don't know if I'm going to want to wear that in the morning. If I pick out an outfit the night before, I don't know if I'm going to want to wear that in the morning. I don't know if I'm going to be in the mood to wear that. Here's a trick. Pick out 2 or 3 outfits. And when you wake up in the morning, those 2 or 3 outfits you have to decide from. So if you ain't in the mood for outfit A, guess what? You still got B and C to rely on. So don't make it more harder than it has to be. Okay, pick you and your children's clothes out the night before. Number 9, pray the right prayers. And this should have been number 1 on my list, but it's number 9. Learn how to pray the right prayers. Ask God for help if you need it. I know a lot of people that have contacted me on my YouTube channel has said, listen, I don't have a village. I don't have a support team. Guess what? Ask God to send you your village. Because a lot of times, and I'm going to put y'all on the game, a lot of times your village ain't the people that you think should be your village. So if you're depending on family and friends or certain family and friends to be your village, a lot of times they not the people God want to use. You're going to have to learn to pray, whoever, God, you have assigned and anointed for me and my children, you know, send them to me. And a lot of times they're not going to be the people that you think are your tribe and your village. I'm just being straight 100, you know, because at the end of the day, you know, there's help. But you have to be open to it. Whatever God decides to do, you need to be open to whoever God sends into your life, because God has somebody for everybody. Okay. I have had to pray for my village. You know, people who I thought were my village weren't my village. And I was really upset when I felt like certain people should have been my village and they weren't. And God's like, no, I didn't assign them for that. And I had to understand that and respect that God has people already aligned and destined for your tribe and your village. So you need to learn how to pray the right prayers. And number 10, be willing to walk away from anything or anyone that is not in you or your child's best interest. I cannot stress this enough. A lot of added stress to our lives are being in wrong environments, being around the wrong people, or, you know, staying longer in, you know, seasons of friendships and relationships that either 1, shouldn't have been in the first place, or 2, that season was over years ago and you still holding on to that person, or you still holding on to that thing, that job, that opportunity, that your boyfriend, that girlfriend, that wife, that husband, that spouse, whatever it may be that does not serve you and your children's best interest. You need to let it go, because I'm going to tell you, God cannot send you the things that he has in store for you when you're holding and hoarding the things that you're not supposed to have, or the season has run out in it. Okay. So learn how to let go, learn to relax, relate, and release. I'm telling you, it will serve you in so many great ways. It will benefit you and your family in so many great ways. Learn to let it go. Ask God. And sometimes God won't always strip the people out your life. Sometimes God's going to ask you, you get rid of them. You know they don't belong there. You get rid of them. Okay. And it's your job to go and tell them, listen. I'm gonna give y'all a little speech. Okay, listen, love you. I love you dearly. Okay, I enjoy the season that I've had with you, or the seasons that I've had with you. But at this point in my life, I feel God is calling me elsewhere. I wish you nothing but success, love, peace, and blessing. But I can no longer continue to be in this when I know God is calling me to do other things. So that's simple. Okay, doesn't have to be that serious. It doesn't have to be dramatic. Y'all ain't got to be beating each other up and fighting and causing beef and talking about each other on Facebook, talking about, yeah, girl, she thinks she all that, she changed and all of that. Well, guess what? We supposed to change. We are supposed to change. We are supposed to evolve. If you're not changing, if you're not evolving, that's a problem. That's a serious problem. Everybody should be changing and evolving at some point in their life. And it's nothing wrong with changing for the better. And don't let people guilt you into that. Sometimes we outgrow people. Sometimes even the people that we try to hold on to will hinder our blessings. And God says, well, guess what? I can't send you that husband because you are holding on to this man that you know I did not call you to. I did not ordain him for your life. This is not the person that I called for you, and you holding on to him. You over here talking about you don't want to let him go, and then you wondering why you miserable. You wondering why you still single. You wondering why. When God is telling you clearly, that ain't the person I have for you. Or prime example, a job. You know, you holding on to jobs that you know God has called you out of because you're scared to step out. And you know what? I'm not going to speak too much on the whole fear thing because I'm going to do that in another video. But, you know, you may be scared to step out and walk on water if God is calling you to do something, and it may be a little scary, intimidating. You're in your comfort zone. You're like, you know, well, this job is comfortable to me. I don't have to worry about where my next check is coming from. I don't have to worry about if, you know, I'm going to have a job today or tomorrow. And God is calling you to do something else. And you have to learn how to let go so that God can get you to where he needs you to be. Because a lot of times we praying and we're asking God for blessings that we're not prepared for. Or, you know, God is telling you, listen, in order to get this, I need you to let go of that. But you don't want to do it. So, you know, you can't complain and say, well, you know what? Guess what? You know, I don't understand why my life is stagnant. I don't understand why, you know, my life isn't progressing. And because, again, you are not doing what you need to do. And faith without works is dead. God is going to call you to do your part, and he will meet you where you're at. So if you're not ready, guess what? God ain't going to be ready to give you those blessings. And also, a little bonus tip, you know, to lead into the, you know, ending of this video. A little bonus tip that I want to give you guys is this is a good one. I'm telling you, this is a really good one. Allow the older generation ahead of you to impart some wisdom into you. Our generation, 80s babies, some of these 70 babies, definitely 90s babies and 2000 babies are so rebellious. You don't want to hear nothing. Can't nobody tell you nothing. Allow the generations ahead of you to impart some wisdom into you. So guess what? You're not going out there making the same mistakes. Because a lot of times you don't have to make the same mistakes. Sometimes you can be smart and just learn from other people's mistakes and say, you know what, that didn't work out for so-and-so. I don't think I want to do that. But instead, you want to be rebellious and can't nobody tell me nothing because I'm grown. I'm going to do what I want to do. And you're going to do yourself a disservice because, again, the older generation is here to lead and guide the youth and to lead and guide the younger generations and save us from to save us really from ourselves. Because we have become so rebellious against the world, against God, against life, you know, and we are doing ourselves a disservice, you know, when we don't listen to wisdom. The older generations are trying to come in and impart wisdom, and you're like, oh, you know, I don't really, well, that's, you know, well, we're not doing that it's not 1960, it's, you know, 2020. We're not doing that. And they're trying to tell you, listen, if you do A, B, and C, it's going to result in, you know, Y, X, Z. And that's not the result you want. But again, because we're so rebellious, we don't want nobody telling us nothing. So that's a really good tip that I would give to you guys for those of you who, you know, may struggle, or again, some of us, you know, have rebellious attitudes. I used to have one. You know, God has delivered me from that. But, you know, I have learned, I've always gravitated to older people because I love the wisdom. You know, I will sit under older people. I used to work at a nursing home. I loved it. When I was 16, I worked at a nursing home. I loved every minute of it because I soaked that wisdom in like a sponge. You know, when they were imparting the wisdom about life, and these people were 80, 90 years old and imparting wisdom into me, I loved every minute of it. Because of that, I didn't make some of the mistakes I could have made, you know, because I listened to that wisdom. And so I would say be open to listening to wisdom. And you got some old fools out there. You got some, I'm not telling you to listen to old fools. You still got some people in their 50s and 60s being old fools. I'm not telling you to listen to them. But if you know that they are giving you sound advice and you know they're giving you sound instruction and sound wisdom, take it and run with it. And it's going to get you far in life, I promise. So with that being said, I am so happy, you know, to be able to do this video for you guys. And I pray that it is a blessing to you. Again, I have read your comments. I have read the emails, and you guys have requested, you know, another video of how I managed to be a parent, you know, of 4, you know, and it can be challenging and it can be hard, you know, but to whom much is given, much is required. And we strive, you know, to be the best that we can be, to be the best parents. I strive to be the best mom, to be the best friend, to be the best daughter, to be the best person, to be the best servant of Christ that I can be each and every day. I'm just thankful for the support, the love. You know, you guys have literally showed me so much love. It is beyond me. Literally, I am so grateful and thankful. And again, I pray that this blesses you. I pray that I was able to help you in some ways. And again, if any of you, you know, have any more video suggestions that you would like me to do, please feel free to reach out to my email, allpurposewoman83@gmail.com, and I will get back to you at my earliest convenience. So with that being said, have a blessed day, and I will see you soon. Bye.